welcome to the Nurse Leader Dumpster File channel. We are busy as nurse leaders, and when we have to do staff meetings, we might be rushing through things and we might be making a huge mistake. Are you guilty of it? Because I've been guilty of this before. When I do a staff meeting, I think that there's times that people leave and they think, that could have been an email. And I don't want to be that person. So what's the problem? We are not planning for our staff meetings. We're not doing enough prep work. So how can we avoid that mistake? We're going to talk about it right now. So stay tuned and we're going to give you exactly what you need to know so that you never have a boring, awful staff meeting that they leave thinking, I wish that you just put that in an email.
And who knows, maybe it'll be fun.
Maybe.
A staff meeting?
It could
fun?
be. I mean, anything's possible.
So I'm Taresa.
And I'm Cindy.
We are both master's prepared certified nurse leaders who skills were forged in the dumpster fire of mistakes and minimal support and or guidance. So we learned the hard way. We don't want you to learn the same way we did. So we are on a journey to elevate other nurse leaders to create dynamic, high-performing, cohesive teams that will improve patient outcomes and make your staff and team a happier group.
Yep. So let's talk about what the actual purpose of a staff meeting is. Is it to just come and blur out and give a bunch of information? No, it's not. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not that. The real reason that you want to have a staff meeting is to build engagement with your team. This is an opportunity for you to get everybody together, have amazing dynamic conversations, and get a lot of problems solved. But the real key here is that you are providing an opportunity to bond, build relationships, and ultimately build trust with your team.
Yeah, and part of that's going to look like when you have your staff there and they're giving ideas and giving you information, and then you implement that, that will show them that when they share things with you, they can trust you. And this is why planning for the staff meeting is valuable.
Are you saying that I actually have to go follow through with the things that I say I'm going to do?
I mean, it's probably helpful.
Oh, man, that's lame. God, I guess I'm going to have to do that now.
Yeah, So what's preventing your staff meetings from being engaging and fun?
Yeah.
The short answer, you're not preparing.
Oops.
Your meeting has to have a purpose and a direction. You need to identify a primary goal and getting all of your staff together out of their busy lives. Like you're asking them to do something, right? So they're busy. They already work. They don't want to do it. So making sure that you are taking the time to make it meaningful.
Yeah, you want them to feel like this is value added. They're coming in from after night shift. They might be coming in on a different day. They might work weekends only, and you made them come in on a Monday morning. You want to make sure that you are making this valuable to their time because their time is valuable too. So you need to prep so that you're not out there wasting their time.
So listen up. We're going to tell you exactly what to do to ensure you never have a checked out, boring staff meeting that could have been in the email or newsletter that you have.
Yeah. So we have 7 tips for engaging fun in staff meetings. Number 1, the first tip is identify the goal of the meeting. What do you want your staff to walk away from in this meeting? Do you want them to understand the current metrics and the status of what things are going on in the unit? Do you want them to come up with a common vision and a goal that you're going to guide them through? Do you want to celebrate some major successes? Maybe you just completed a huge PI project and it was super successful and you want to have a big party about that. Or do you need to solve a problem together? What are you doing in this meeting? Figure it out.
Then the next thing you want to do is create a loose representation that gives a visual representation and context to what you're talking about. Is this some graphs that are easy for staff to understand? Do not give them the ones that you get in your meetings. They don't care. You have to create something better.
Do not show them raw data either. That means nothing.
Their brains will
To me either. It doesn't mean anything to me either.
That's true. So this is meant to be a loose guide, not something that you're going to read from, but gives you points to stay on track and keep things in order. Make sure that anything that you have to share is easy and understandable. If you need to take an Excel class or a data class, do it. It's worth it. So this visual representation could be a PowerPoint. You could do a casual whiteboard, go with the flow thing, like put your points up on the board. The point of creating a loose representation is to allow for structure, but allow for communication. So you don't want to have it too structured where only you are talking at them. You want to get them engaged in talking to you as well, and creating solutions and or identifying and or having fun.
Yeah. So when I was a brand new nurse leader, I had staff were leaving like in droves. I had everyone was unhappy. We were in the height of COVID. We couldn't close beds. Patients were sick, and I had all these problems that I had to solve. And I had 1 hour to get my team together. And I knew that I had to find a way to make that as efficient as possible, but still engaging. So one of the things that I did, what was very successful for me, I didn't do the PowerPoint thing. We had a big we had a big whiteboard in our conference room, and I wrote down what all of the things that people wanted were. These were all of the barriers to getting those things met. And here were some of the action items that we needed to be able to come up with as a team. So when they walked in, they could very easily see what's the background, what's the problem we're trying to solve, and what are we here to do. And then that meeting was so successful. We solved probably years worth of problems in 1 hour because they were set up with what exactly we needed to get in there and talk about. And most of them walked away feeling like that was one of the most productive and actually fun meetings that they'd ever been to.
Yeah. So also make sure that you're planning in some fun, light team building at the beginning to loosen people up. Because honestly, when they come into our staff meeting, a lot of people and the experience we've had with staff meetings is you're coming in to essentially get, you are not doing your job. You are bad and you should feel bad.
Coming in for that endless laundry list of all the things that we're screwing up as nurses because we're the worst.
Yep. Always their problem. So some employees get stressed out by that. And this is a way to kind of like create a fun environment. It might be a game, an activity, and an easy one could be like just asking a question. It could be more purposeful, like, what is your guys' favorite food? I went to this restaurant recently and I tried this thing and it was amazing. Do you guys have like suggestions? Or it could be a random, like you could get one of those balls that are conversation starters and just toss it out randomly and then be like, what does that say?
Yep.
So kind of things like that. Another one is like putting questions in a hat or a bowl or something fun and then being like, what question did you get? And just seeing what pops out. Don't spend too much time on it, but definitely do it.
Yes. So tip number 4 is to clearly articulate the purpose of the meeting up front. When they walk in, this should not be a mystery of stick around and find out what we're going to talk about. They want to know right up front. If you tell them clearly articulated what exactly they're there to do, what we're coming here to talk about, it's going to help their brain clue in. Some of these guys have been working night shift and their brains are asleep, and you need to make this easy for them. So we are going to do A, B, C. Now we're on A. Let's talk about A. Now we're on B. Talk about B. Make that easy. But we use a term in our facility called bluff. Bottom line up front. What are we here to do? That's all I have to say about that.
And then there's number 5. We want to strategically pause for discussion. So what that looks like is have some predetermined stopping points where you ask for direction questions. Also, pausing is a little uncomfortable. It's okay. Let yourself pause. You don't have to fill the room with conversation. Ask questions in a couple different ways also helps. Sometimes people hear it, but they can't quite connect to it. So if you ask it a different way, that will help create that conversation because they're like, oh, wait, I often will word things not the way I want to, or when I go to say something, I say it kind of wrong. And then I have to like, hold on. So just be willing to be flexible. This might be a little bit of battle of the wills in those silent moments. If no one speaks up, you might have to actually call on some people, especially your people that you know have really strong opinions about the specific topics. It might be good to say to that specific person. But be careful. You don't want to undermine the whole thing by making them feel embarrassed. So don't embarrass and humiliate. Just be careful. Like, hey, remember when you told me X, Y, and Z the other day? What was that? I can't quite remember.
Can you share that with the team?
Yeah, will you share that with everybody? I want to bring that in because I thought it was a good idea. So that way you're not embarrassing them, but you're saying like, oh my gosh, that was great. Like, let's talk about it. Even if it was a bad thing they brought up, but it needs to be discussed.
Yeah. And if you know your team, you tend to know which ones are willing to be called out and which ones don't like to talk in public. So if you have questions about that, go back to our video about one-on-ones because you need to start there to get to know your staff. And if you've done all of that work before you come to the staff meeting, then you're going to have a better idea of who is going to be okay with you calling on them or not. So tip number 6 is don't complicate the meeting. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's a phrase. Or silly. Yes, you're right. That's probably more appropriate for managers to say. One of my managers recently shared with me that when she was a brand new manager, she used to have this huge agenda on all of her staff meetings. It was like, I got to get through all these topics. And she realized that they were falling flat. People were not paying attention. They were not engaging. And they also didn't remember what you said because they just were checked out because you were just talking nonstop and it wasn't interesting to them. So, now she says she only puts on 2 or 3 topics and she just expects there to be a lot of discussion. And that is perfect. So if you don't have a lot to say and you're just there trying to build trust, this can just be a very open dialogue and a good conversation, So these might look differently, but if you're going back to step 1 where you're going to get your goal clear, are you here to have a conversation? Are you here to solve a problem? Are you here to give them the down and dirty about a big change that's coming? You need to be pretty prepared for how that conversation is going to go. But make sure you always have time for that dialogue. It's so important.
It truly is. So number 7, let's get to it. Always find something to celebrate. Have ample gratitude, spending time. Your staff is spending time with you. Even if you made it mandatory that they attend, you still want to say, you know what, thank you guys so much for being here. It really does matter. And I really do care about your opinions. Even if you just need to give a tiny update on a big project, it doesn't matter. It's still a win.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them. Give shout outs to folks when you can, but make sure you spread the love. It's easy to hyperfixate on your high performers and the people that are always doing stuff. You got to spread that. You got to find ways to be grateful for everybody and what they bring to the table. Give opportunities for staff to give kudos to each other. Say, has anybody had any big, cool things happen lately that they just want to shout someone out? Give that opportunity briefly. Snacks are never required, but it does kind of help. It always makes people a little bit happier, whether they're treats, whether it's like bagels. I know with COVID, the whole offering pizza all the time, so you can't rely on this to be your only thing, but they're still not sad. Don't be a cliche and be that manager that always buys pizza.
Yeah. But I think the point is that you're not just buying pizza. You're buying pizza and you're having a productive, engaging, and hopefully a fun staff meeting. So they actually look forward to it and they want to come.
You want to make them feel like they're adding value. That's the whole point. It's not just to talk at them.
So to summarize, your 7 tips for a high engaging, fun staff meeting are: identify the goal of the meeting, create a loose presentation that is going to give you some structure, but not too much. You want to have flexibility. Plan for some light team building, some engagement. Clearly articulate what they're there to do, what the goal of the meeting is, so that they know what to expect. Strategically pause for discussion. Make sure that you have planned in when you're going to be able to ask direct questions and give opportunity to try to draw your team in so that they feel like they're talking and they're getting experience out of this and they're just not listening to you drone on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Number 6, don't overcomplicate the meeting. Stick to a couple key factors. If you got a lot of content, make sure you do a lot of pre-organizing and it's very clearly articulated. Otherwise, just stick to 2 or 3 topics and leave a lot of room for talking. And then finally, number 7, always end on a positive note and have a celebration. Give a shout out. Have that, maybe the team somebody completed a new project and we want to give a shout out and say, good job. Or maybe we even hit a small milestone on a big project.
Yeah.
Anything. There's so many opportunities for it. So don't miss them.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hit like and subscribe for more helpful tips and tricks for those nurse leaders out there. And we hope you enjoyed our meeting today.
Our meeting.
We had a meeting.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.